What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner guitar tutorial for Be Alright by Dean Lewis. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments below what are the songs that I should check out by Dean Lewis. Guys, the first things you want to know to play Be Alright by Dean Lewis on guitar is that in order to get rid of some bar chords and keep this as beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 4th fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll link to get this capo for free right up here. The next thing you want to know for Be Alright is the structure of this song. We're going to start with a verse, then we're going to go to pre-chorus, then chorus, then verse, pre-chorus, chorus again, then bridge, and then we're going to finish up with one last chorus. And guys, the last thing you need to know before we dive into Be Alright is the 9 chords that we're going to need to play this song. I know that sounds intimidating, but I promise it's not as tough as it seems. So the first one is going to be E minor, the next one is C add 9, the next one is G, and the last one is D over F sharp. That's our standard regular chords. We're also going to have some variations of chords, which is actually what we're going to be playing for most of the song for the picking parts. So those variations are going to be this. They're going to have a star next to any one that's a variation of the chord. That's going to be in any kind of place that we're doing a picking progression. Our first variation is going to be C, and that's going to be a 3rd fret on A and a 5th fret on B. Our next one is going to be E minor, and that's going to be a 7th fret on A and an 8th fret on B. Our third variation is going to be a D chord, and that's going to be a 5th fret on A and a 7th fret on B. And then we're also going to have a G variation chord, which is going to be a low E 3rd fret and then a 3rd fret on the B as well. And then our last variation, our final one, our 5th one, is going to be a B minor variation. It's going to be 2nd on A string and 3rd on B string. I'll have chord charts for all of those in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. So with all that in mind, guys, we are going to start with verse 1. Verse 1 is by far the easiest part of this song. We're just going to have a single chord progression, and we're going to use a single down strum for each chord. Our chord progression is going to be E minor, C add 9, G, and D over F sharp. And all we're doing there, like I said, single down strum, we're just matching what's being played on the piano. Like I said, by far the easiest part of the song is verse 1. This is really simple. You guys know exactly what single down strums look like, but just so you can get the timing of that down, once all the way through that verse chord progression for verse 1 with that strum pattern should look about like this. From there, we're into pre-chorus, and pre-chorus is actually where our finger picking progression begins. So what's really cool about this song is that it sounds really complicated, like that picking progression is super tricky, but actually almost every single one of our chords is going to be picked exactly the same way. It's going to have almost the same exact picking pattern for every single chord, except for G. G is the only exception. Other than that, all of the chords are going to have the picking pattern that I'm about to show you. So this picking pattern, using our C chord as an example, our alternate C as an example, is going to be A, B, G, A, B, G, A, B for each chord. That's going to be our picking progression that plays throughout the entire song for each of those alternate chords, except for G. G, the only difference is that we're changing our bass note. So what we're using for G is going to be low E, B, G, low E, B, G, low E, B, G. And that is it, guys. That's our finger picking progression for every single chord used throughout all of the picking parts for the rest of the song. So with that finger picking progression in mind, let's look at the pre-chorus chords. For a pre-chorus, our chord progression is going to be C, E minor, and D, and we're going to play D for 2 measures. And we're just going to plug in that picking progression that I just taught you guys for that. So one more time, that picking progression is A, B, G, A, B, G, A, B for each chord. Now, again, I'm finger picking this. I think that you probably have to finger pick this song, but it's up to you if you want to try it without finger picking it. But I definitely think it's a lot easier finger picking it. So guys, I'm going to play through that pre-chorus with that chord progression with our picking pattern really slowly once over here so you can see exactly what I'm doing over here. I'm going to play through it once over here really slowly so you can see exactly what I'm doing for the picking. And I'll play through it a couple times full speed at the end. Our pre-chorus chord progression slowly should look something like this. And a couple times all the way through, that pre-chorus picking progression for Be Alright should look about like this. From there, we're into chorus, guys. For chorus, our chord progression is going to be E minor, C, G, and D. And we're going to have a few little alterations in there, but I'll show you those in just a second. So we're going to have that same picking progression right there for each chord. Like I said, the only exception there is the G. We're going to switch our bass note to our low E for that G chord. Other than that, it's going to be A, G, B, A, G, B, A, B for each chord, and then the G chord is going to be low E, B, G, low E, B, G, low E, B. So what we're going to be doing there is we're going to play that straight through, like I said, normal, so. But the second time we go through, we're going to have a little bit of an alteration. So your E minor is going to be normal, and then your second time through, you go through that C. We're going to hit that C normal, so we're going to go A, B, G, and then we're going to change our B string from our 5th fret to our 3rd fret. So now we have 3rd fret A, 3rd fret B, and we're going to play same picking pattern. We're just kind of switching that in the middle there, so A, B, G, A, B. And then we go to our low E, and then our low E is going to be same thing, but we're opening up that B string. So we just have 3rd fret low E for the G chord on this second time through the chorus chord progression. So same thing there picking wise though, low E, B, G, low E, B, G, low E, B, and then our D is normal. So just remember those alterations. Other than that, it's played the same way through, the same picking progression that we're doing the whole way through, and it's just that same chord progression repeated twice. Just remember those little alterations the second time. So again, same thing. I'm going to go through it once slowly on this side, once slowly on this side, and then once all the way through full speed where you can see the whole guitar. Slowly, a couple times, should look about like this. And guys, once all the way through your chorus chord progression, full speed for Be Alright should look about like this. And from there, guys, we're into verse 2. For verse 2, we're going to start out with the same thing that we played for verse 1. We're going to do one time through E minor, C, G, and D over F sharp with a single down strum per chord. Then we're going to switch over to picking. So what we're doing for picking is almost the same chord progression. We're going to have E minor, but our special E minor, C, and then we're going to go to G, and then we're going to go to B minor. That's where it changes. So what we're doing there, same picking progression. Like I said, we're going to do A, G, B, G, A, B, G, A, B, except for on that G, we're doing low E, B, G, low E, B, G, low E, B. And then B minor, same thing. That's that kind of that new chord there. We're going to be doing the same thing. That's that A, B, G, A, B, G, A, B. And that's it, guys. We're going to do that once through. So we're going to play the chords, the regular chords with the regular strum pattern once through. And we're going to switch over to that cool picking pattern thing for one more time before we go into the next pre-chorus. So same thing. I'm going to play through that once really slowly over here, once really slowly over here, and then once full speed all the way through where you can see the whole guitar all the way. So slowly a couple times through that verse 2 chord progression should look about like this. And guys, once all the way through that verse 2 strumming and picking progression, it should look about like this full speed. And from there, guys, the only other thing we need to know to play Be Alright is the bridge. For the bridge, our chord progression is going to be E minor, C, G, and D. And what we're going to do in the beginning for picking here is first time we play through this, we're just going to pick the B and the A string at the same time for each one of those chords. Except for the G, we'll pick the low E and B for the G. And then we're going to switch to our regular picking pattern that we've been using. So again, we'll go back to the same chords, but we're going to go A, B, G, A, B, G, A, B, G. Same thing for C, and then obviously again, G, low E, B, G, low E, B, G, low E, B, G, and then D is going to be A, B, G, A, B, G, A, B. So same thing, and then we're going to play that out through the rest of that until it's into that final chorus, which the final chorus will be played exactly the same as all of the other choruses. So once again, guys, last time, I'm going to do it really slowly on this side, and then really slowly on this side, so you can see exactly what I'm doing, then I'll play through it once all the way, full speed at the very end. So slowly a couple times should look about like this. And guys, finally, once all the way through that bridge chord progression with those two picking patterns should look about like this. And guys, that is everything you need to know to play Be Alright on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 610 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there could not be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see a short daily preview of what song I'm teaching before I actually teach it, you can hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below. Whew, guys, Be Alright is just one of those just like heart-wrenching, like beautiful but just so sad songs, and I have like a weird obsession with those songs. I've been posting a lot of them lately, but I just love really like genuinely, like I love a song that has a lot of genuine emotion in it, and you can kind of almost feel the hurt that is being put into the lyrics here, and it kind of paints this picture of an experience that I think that like probably all of us has been through a similar situation with this, with somebody, a relationship that didn't go the way we wanted it to, and you know, we just were like distraught over it. And so this song really just like paints a picture, like a vivid picture of what that feels like and the emotion. And so I love this song. I just love songs like that that just so vividly paint like a feeling and an emotion like that. And so this is an awesome guitar song. I love this song for acoustic guitar. As soon as I heard it, I was like, man, I have to learn this and I have to teach it because it's beautiful. I really like this style of playing actually, and some of you might notice this, but this is actually almost played, or not almost played the same way, but it's played very similar to Georgia by Vance Joy, which is another beautiful song. It has a lot of the same chords, a lot of the same style, capo's in the same place. I'm pretty sure it's even in the same key. But very, very similar style, and both are beautiful songs. And so I love this playing style. This is a little bit tricky. It's finger picking, and it's probably some new chords for most of you guys, so it might lean a little bit towards the intermediate side, but this is still nothing that any beginner can't do. The finger picking might be a little bit tough, but if you start slow, you'll be just fine. There's no bar chords or anything like that, so this is a good kind of beginner to intermediate song because it does have a little bit of that finger picking is a little bit tricky to get down. Some of those transitions are a little bit tricky, but other than that, this is a pretty beginner friendly song. All the chords are pretty simple, basic. Once you get the chords down, once you kind of start slow with that finger picking and then build up that speed as you get it down, you should be just fine. So anyways guys, I had a lot of fun learning this beautiful song. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all soon.